In this tutorial, we are going to be reviewing the Spack install of ALPS on Mac and Linux systems. The link to the ALPS website and the installation page can be found in this top left corner. And we are going to be reviewing the installation steps and some general errors that can occur throughout this process. To start, we're going to open up the command prompt and run it as an administrator. This helps prevent having to enter in passwords for Ubuntu. We are then going to go ahead and open up WSL, which is a Linux subsystem for Windows. And if you have not already installed this, there's a tutorial on the ALPS website under the binary install section. We're going to go ahead and confirm that we are in the WSL directory by cd tilde. And just for organizational purposes, we are going to create a new directory called Spack ALPS. And we're going to go ahead and open that newly created directory. From here, Spack needs to be cloned from the GitHub repository. That can be done using this line right here. And go ahead and run that. And this creates a directory called Spack. And we are going to load the Spack environment into the current shell. For bash, zsh, and sh users, we're going to utilize this .spack/share line. And for csh and tcsh users, we're going to use this line right here. However, I'm on bash, so I'm not going to go ahead and enter that. Next, Spack needs to be able to find the compilers in your computer. So we're going to use Spack compiler find. Let that run. And to view the compilers, we're going to do Spack compilers. We want to make sure we see the GCC Ubuntu and the GCC on the bottom. The minimum compiler version for GCC is version 10.5.0. Within Spack, we can take a look at the ALPS information page using Spack info ALPS. And this shows all of the dependencies of ALPS, the packages that will be installed, and current versions. For this tutorial, we are going to be installing version 2.3.4. And we can go ahead and install ALPS using Spack install ALPS --boost at 1.89. Typically, you would just be able to use the Spack install ALPS. However, Spack has recently updated their boost version to 1.90, and ALPS version 2.3.4 is not compatible with that. So we have to force the install to use boost version 1.89. Go ahead and run that, and this download will typically take anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes. After that download is complete, ALPS has been officially installed. There are a few things that could go wrong throughout this process. The first being, you might see a red X like this across one of the packages. Essentially what's happening is multiple packages are being downloaded at once, and this package needed something that hadn't been downloaded yet. So in order to fix that, most of the time you just have to rerun the Spack install. Another thing that could go wrong is you're not in the WSL directory, and it's the cd tilde that puts you in the WSL directory. If you try to download it directly to your Windows system, the download will fail. There can also be issues with Spack compiler find. If this comes up as empty and no new packages have been installed, it's because you're on a fresh version of WSL, and Ubuntu does not ship with GCC. So we're going to have to go ahead and install that. And to do that, you're going to go ahead and run these two commands right here. And once that is finished installing, you're going to rerun the Spack compiler find. The last few things that could go wrong throughout this process is ALPS is not being installed with the correct boost version. Again, this is just because version 2.3.4 of ALPS is not compatible with Spack's newest version of boost. And lastly, your WSL could not have enough committed memory in order to run the install correctly. In order to fix this, we're going to open up a new command prompt, again running it as an administrator, and we're going to type in this line of code right here, where this middle section is going to be your user profile for your computer. Mine just happens to be this. We're going to run that, and that's going to open up a notepad. And you're going to want to copy these values for this. And after that's done, you're going to do File, Save, close out of that, and close out of the command prompt. Then you're going to want to end your WSL and restart it, then run the Spack install again. And that is the Spack install of ALPS in WSL.